What's going on, fam? Today I want to talk about group coaching versus one-to-one coaching. For those of you who do know, one-to-one coaching takes up a lot of time. You have to basically give a full hour, a full 30 minutes, or however long your session is to one individual person. Versus group coaching can be an hour long as well, and you can have 10, 20, 30 people in that group coaching session. So one of the things that my business coach recommends is that you never do one-on-ones unless they're paying a high price for it, because group coaching accomplishes the same purpose. And in a group coaching setting, people ask questions that actually indirectly help everybody in some way, shape, or form. So as a coach, as somebody who wants to launch a coaching business, or as somebody who's wanting to optimize their coaching business, shifting to group coaching and having that be your structure from the beginning is actually optimizing your time, optimizing your client's time, because usually you'll have multiple group coaching calls per week. I mean, it can be 2, it can be 3. I mean, if you want to do 1, you could do 1. But essentially, if you start with group coaching, you are able to scale that a lot easier. You are able to get people into that group coaching that is already established, that's already going, already with set times throughout the week, and it doesn't change anything in your schedule. So if you're doing 3 group coaching calls a week or 2 group coaching calls a week, whether you have one person or you have 50 people, you're still only working 2 or 3 hours a week in terms of coaching, because of the fact that it is a group environment where people can raise their hands, ask questions. You can teach, you can give some insight, something new that you've learned, or teach something that they need in order to grow in whatever area that they invested in. So group coaching in the long run, in order to scale your coaching business, is the best way. One-on-ones, I found in my experience, depending on the person and depending on the dynamic between you and the client, sometimes group coaching is actually more fruitful and more just a learning environment for some people. I've only had very few people that have really made the most out of one-to-one coaching. So this is why I'm convinced on a personal level, right? I've learned from my business coach in terms of scaling, but on a personal level, I really do see the benefit of group coaching. Also, just learning in a community just makes it an experience. To journey with people, I think, is meaningful. To know that you're reaching for the same goal and you have other people around you that can motivate you, speak life into you, give feedback, is something that you don't get in one-to-ones. So depending on the person that you're working with, as a client, if you are the client receiving the coaching, one-to-ones can be helpful if you yourself are very driven and you already know what the questions that you have and the answers you're looking for. But most people, I think, benefit more from a group coaching experience than a one-to-one. Yeah. And again, from the business side of things, those of you who are coaching or launching a coaching business, group coaching is the way to go for your time. So that way you can focus on other things like, just refining your fulfillment, refining your course, refining your process, focusing on marketing, focusing on content, right? Lead generation. Which basically means, putting out content on YouTube or Instagram or whatever it is to share, and to teach with people that aren't your paying clients, in order to help them and potentially for them to become a client, right? Once enough trust is built, they will want to hire you and work with you if they believe that you can help them. So, another thing is long form content versus short form content. This could be a whole other video, but I've heard it put this way, that in order for a person to fully trust you, they need to spend at least 7 hours with you. And that doesn't mean it has to be in person. It can be through content, through YouTube videos, through Instagram. But 7 hours spent with you across 11 different encounters or circumstances, And I forgot the last piece to that, but essentially, to have somebody in their own heart to desire to work with you, and for them to just be ready to go all in, is to spend enough time with you, and to develop trust in you and your ability to help them, right? And this is why YouTube is actually one of the best ways to do this. I think Instagram and these other platforms are good in terms of, they have like an ability to send DMs and have conversations, which is an important piece to this whole thing, to just conversate and see where people are at and to see if you can help them. But in terms of sharing and teaching and developing trust, YouTube is the way. Like, yeah, for you to sit down and do an hour-long podcast or a 30-minute video, even a 15-minute video, is going to develop more trust than a 30-second or 5-second clip on Instagram, right? So this is why YouTube is something to lean into if you are a coach, or if you are looking to become an online coach, or to launch your own offer, so that you can help people. But YouTube just allows you to, again, build relationship, demonstrate your knowledge. And yeah, I mean, ultimately, like, there's a lot of skepticism in the world today. Like, there's a lot of people out here scamming. There's a lot of people out here that just aren't truly knowledgeable, and not able to deliver what they're sharing or what they're going to promise. And I've talked about this in previous videos, that of course the client has a major part to play, because they are the guarantee of getting the result, right? The coach can't do it for them. But yeah, so trust is developed, and really trust and attention, I think, are the most valuable things in this world that we have today, in this economy, in this creator economy, with all these people creating content, everyone on YouTube, everyone claiming to be, a guru of some kind. Just be real. Document your journey. Document your failures. Document where you're struggling and where you're not. Share what you do know, because you're a couple steps ahead of somebody that may benefit from the couple of steps that you've taken forward already, where they have zero frame of reference and they can be helped by your experience. And also, when you document your journey, it builds trust, because you're not pretending to be something you're not. They can see that, you're a real human being. This is really where you're at, and this is the process. And people can watch the process and the journey you've gone through as they go through your videos. So, yeah, man, authenticity is huge. Just keep it real. Just keep it real. Just be yourself. Don't try to be something you're not. When you are authentic, you will draw the people that you need to draw. But when you are not authentic, you will draw people that you're not supposed to draw. And then once you show your true face and reveal your cards, they're going to be like, who the heck is this? Like, who am I working with? So that's an important piece. And being humble, right? You don't have to position yourself as the know-it-all. Like, just keep it real. Just be honest and share where you're at. And people appreciate that, So these are just a couple of pieces. I know I started off talking about one-to-ones and group coaching. And yeah, at some point, I mean, you can even optimize it and record the things that you've taught in your group coaching and turn it into a course that's automated, and you don't even need to show up, and you can teach people through a recording that you've done in the past, and you could probably charge a little bit less for that than your coaching. And you can include in your coaching package the course and the coaching alongside it to help people when they hit roadblocks. And you can just give the recorded course, to people that maybe aren't willing or ready to make the full investment to receive the coaching alongside the course, right? Maybe they just want the information. Though personally, from experience, I can say that when you invest a larger amount, when you're held accountable by a community, if you're held accountable by a coach, you're a lot more likely to follow through versus just gaining information, whether on YouTube or through a course, like a recorded course, and just holding yourself accountable to get the result. So I think the big part about business that is needed, or the greatest quality, is determination. And I think even the best of us struggle with that. And that's why having accountability, having support, having community that you're meeting with every week or every other week, however often, that keeps you going, because you know that you have other people on the journey with you. You know that you have somebody there to support you. And really, like, especially when you hit a roadblock, or you're frustrated, or you're angry, or you're not, you know, seeing the results that you want to see, there's somebody outside of you to speak life and to encourage you when that's happening, because it's very easy to fold to that negative mindset, to those limiting beliefs. And that's why most businesses and most entrepreneurs don't make it, because of their mindset. And this is why part of what I do in my coaching offer in my inner circle, a lot of what we focus on is mindset. A lot of what we focus on is becoming a person that is able to push through, to be resilient, to be emotionally intelligent, to have healthy self-discipline, and to be, leaning into a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. So, because that's really how you make it through. Like in business, like there are highs, there are lows, there are hills, there are valleys, and you need to be able to push through when things get tough. So that's something that you need to do and have before you can. So let me actually say this. So Myron Golden, my coach, says that there are 3 things that you need to go through. And this is just a principle of life, just like a principle that is set into this universal framework that God has made, right? The first is be. You have to be something. The second is you have to do something. And the third is that you'll have something. So you need to be a person that is able to do the thing. And then when you're able to do the thing, you will have the thing. So just to use an example, right? I've mentioned this in a previous video probably. But somebody who wins the lottery and wins, let's say, $5 million through a $10 lottery ticket, they are not a millionaire. They have not become the person that is a millionaire, but they have $1 million, because lottery is a shortcut that is completely random to get $1 million, right? Or $5 million. So let's say they have $5 million. All they did was, buy the ticket, and now they have $5 million. And most of the people that you see that win the lottery, they lose that money in a very short period of time, usually within a couple of years. Versus if you take somebody like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, and if you were to strip them from everything they have, and they were to have to start from zero, because of who they are, because of what their experiences have shaped them into, because of the knowledge that they have and the abilities that they have and the frameworks they have in their mind, they are able to do the same thing over again. And they will be able to build something again from the ground up to multiply and get back to the place, or at least close to the place where they were before. Right? So because they are, right, because they have become, like be, they can do, right, multiply and create systems, and now they have money again, even if they lost everything. So one of the biggest focuses is becoming somebody with the mindset, somebody with the heart and the resilience to do business, or to do or to make an impact, right? And then therefore, when you do that, you will have happy clients, you will have paying customers, you will have a lot of money as a result of who you are, which out of that flows what you do, and out of what you do flows what you have, right? So there's no shortcuts. You have to know your identity, and really it's knowing that you are made in the image of God, knowing that God has put amazing abilities and talents in you that you are to lean into, and to know, who you were created to be, who you are presently, like coming to that realization, and out of that doing the thing and leaning into the skills and the experiences that you've had in order to help others, and therefore having something as a result of that, which can be friendships, can be communities that you're impacting, can be thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars, right? So this is really key. This is more mindset stuff, as I said, but without that, you cannot get to a thriving online coaching business. You have to have the mindset, you have to have the systems, and you have to have the skill set to actually be able to help people. So these are just a couple of thoughts. They're all over the place, but I'm sure you got something out of this. Format of coaching, mindset, all of that. So just wanted to get on here and share a little bit. And yeah, we'll talk again soon. Peace out.